everybody, so today we're going to work on an eyebrow tutorial. I've already primed my face, so I'm just going to brush my hair into place with a spoolie brush. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take my House of Tara pencil in dark brown and outline the shape of my brows. I naturally don't have a lot of hair, so I use this process to create the shape of the brow that I ultimately want to have once I'm done with concealing. I started with the top, but if you prefer, you can start with the bottom. This isn't an exact how-to. You can do whatever you feel comfortable with. So once I'm done creating the shape I want with the outlining, I'm just going to fill in my brows. When I do this, I tend to press on my pencil because I have thin brow hair, so they don't tend to show, especially because I'm dark skinned. But if you have a lot of brow hair, or if you have fuller brows than I do, I wouldn't recommend this because pressing your pencil in will cause your brows to pick up a lot more product than you intend to have on your brows, and this could make your blending process harder. So after I'm done filling in my brows, I'm now going to take my spoolie brush again and blend my eyebrow pencil into my natural brow. This is just to soften any harsh lines and also help me brush my natural brow hairs towards the direction that I want them to go. So I'm starting from the inner corner of my eye and I'm moving towards the outer corner. I'm also going from the bottom as well because I've noticed a few harsh lines there also. So sometimes if you brush too hard, you end up taking off more product than you intended to. So now I'm going back with my eyebrow pencil to fill in any gaps I've created, making sure to press harder towards the end, or rather the tail of my brow, because I like my tail to be darker than the front of my brow. So once you're done filling in and outlining your other brow, it's time to conceal. I'm using my LA Girl Pro concealers in Chestnut and Toffee for this. I'm also using a flat topped concealer brush to assist me during this outlining process. Once I have some product on the brush, I'm now going to outline the shape of my brow, taking care to clean off any mistakes. I'm using a lighter concealer on my brow bone because I want to make it prominent on my face, especially since I'm going to be using a heavier eyeshadow later in the day. So now just take the brush from the inner corner of your eye to the outer corner, making sure to take your time and be as careful as possible. If you make any mistakes along the way, that's okay because you can always go back with your eyebrow pencil afterwards. But it's crucial during this time that you try and keep your hands steady and go as slowly as possible. So once I'm done outlining my brow with the concealer, I'm just going to add some more concealer to my brow bone and to the top of my eyelids. I'm doing this because I want to blend out any harsh lines from the concealer I've already applied, and also because when I have an eye look, apart from the eyeshadow on my eye, I like the highlighter that I've added, highlighter being the lighter concealer, to my brow bone to cover the rest of my eyebrow, because I feel like it looks a bit off if you have just a tiny bit concealed and then the rest of it being your darker foundation. If you're not wearing eyeshadow, you don't necessarily have to do this, but you have to blend the concealer when you're done. I'm going back with my pencil because I've noticed a few gaps and I just want to fill in the spaces that I had before. So now that I'm done outlining both my brows, I'm now going to clean my concealer brush with a wet wipe and use my Makeup Forever Ultra Foundation to outline the top of my brows. I'm doing this because I want my brows to have a more natural look to it. I don't like concealing the top of my brows. I've made a bit of a mistake, but I left this in there because I wanted everyone to see that no one gets it right on the first try. You know, it's a pencil, so you can always go back and make your corrections. So I'm just going to go back with my pencil and fill in the gap that I created with the concealer brush. Once that's done, I'm going to go back with the concealer brush, starting from the inner corner of my eye to outline the shape of the brow as I want it to be. I'm cleaning off any harsh lines during this process, and I'm also going to use this process to make the tail end of my brow sharper. Going out of focus, I'm sorry about that. So once that's done, I'm just going to use the brush to brush the foundation upwards towards the rest of my forehead. This will help me when I'm blending the foundation later. I'm now going to use the other brow as a guide to help me pull my foundation across the other brow. I'm doing this because this will help me make my eyebrows as even as possible without needing to use a ruler. It's important that we remember when you're doing this process to brush the foundation upwards, because if you don't, you can end up leaving excess foundation around your brows, and this will make the blending process harder as well. So I'm now going to use my foundation to disconnect my brows and also to blend the concealer around my nose. Scary, I know. So now that that's done, it's time to blend. I'm going to use my fluffy Real Techniques brush to blend the concealer and the foundation into my face. I'm now using the brush all over my lid, making sure to buff out any harsh lines before I apply my eyeshadow. I'm going to do this on both sides, and I'm going to try as much as possible, especially around the nose area, to blend the concealer, because when I apply my foundation later, I don't want any harsh lines. So once you're done blending out the concealer at the bottom of your brow, take another brush that you can use for blending and blend the foundation into the concealer a bit. So I'm using the brush, it was clean before, to move foundation that was already on my nose into my brow area. I'm now also using the same brush to blend out the harsh lines of the foundation on my forehead. Once I'm done blending in my foundation, I'm going to take my concealer brush with a little bit of foundation on it and blend the inner corners of my eyebrows. I'm doing this because I want my brows to sort of look like a natural brow would, and natural brows tend to be sparse on the inner corners and fuller at the tail or the outer corners. You have to be careful during this process, because if you press the brush in too hard, you might take off too much product. Like I've done on the other brow, I'm going to go back with my pencil and correct that. This concludes the video for the eyebrow tutorial. I didn't put my foundation on because I have another video coming out on Thursday on a smoky eye tutorial, and I complete my foundation routine in that video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope I've been helpful. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment box below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Subscribing to the channel will help you get updates on when I post new videos. Also, visit the blog for a step-by-step on how to do your eyebrows and how to achieve the smoky eye look this week. Thank you. Bye.